Happy Friday night. I hope everybody can hear me. You probably can't hear my sound effects, which if Pocket Metal was here and if he pops in, he'll say that's a good thing. I might have it fixed, but man, it's glad to see everybody. It's Friday night. The week is behind us. We had the 4th of July. I've got all my fingers, even though it sounded like a war zone here last night. Tippy gave zero interest. I mean, she could care less. Possums came and hung out. Double D Tent 76 channel member, Crazy Roads channel member, Marco. What is up, guys? I'm reading from the bottom. There's Brother Paul Mills channel member and Brother Ed channel member. What is up, guys? Everybody's in here early. I think Metal Complex is still live. I was over there chatting with them a little bit. Mark Parks channel member. What is up, buddy? Batman Ninja, my brother from right across the road. We need to get together over at it's not called St. Nick's anymore. What's it called? It's St. Nick's, but they've got a different name there. Colby, what's going on, my friend? Guys, we're going to have a great night. Talk about some cool stuff, some stuff I just learned about. Paul Might, I didn't just learn about it because I actually signed the petition 2 weeks ago, and I know there's a lot of different views on the source of the petition, but there's no need to necessarily look at the source of the petition. It's just about getting the signatures to people who aren't going to care anyway, but at least it's just showing them. Let me show you guys what I had. Well, I can't really show it on my phone. I should have emailed it to myself. I logged into my Instagram account, and I've got a personal account. I used to have a creator account because I like to look at the analytics, even though I noticed that immediately my my reach was just non-existent. But I think that was kind of part of the. Let me email this to myself. So, just so you guys know, I don't know if any of you follow me on Instagram. If you don't, it'd be great if you did, and let them know that I'm a real person, because I know there are a lot of cases where people spam and try to get business. I don't do any of that. I don't promote the channel. I do promote Friday Night Flicks every now and then, but I got this weird message today. Let me email it to myself. And so I went in and changed my passwords because I've got my Javon's Night Flicks. I've got another Instagram account, John WE 1999 or something. My old one that has all my skateboarding stuff and my kids stuff. You know, the old Instagram before I was into knives. And then I had, I've got my Facebook account, which I don't know why I've got that. But I do. Give me 1 sec. Let me get this hooked back up. Sorry about that, guys. I can still hear fireworks popping off. So anyway, I get this email today, or not an email. I sign on to my account. Again, have not had any Instagram issues, nothing blocked, nothing suppressed since my one reoccurring instance that happened twice. The second time I couldn't get it resolved. Let's go. What's your phone? IG message. I'm going to save it an image so I can share an image with you guys. As you know, my brain does not work as linearly as I would like. That's for damn sure. So let's do this. Bear with me. I'm looking for it. Here it is. Boom. Let me open that. Close that. Make that bigger. Boom. So I can share it with you guys. All right. So this is what, whoops. Get back to StreamYard. I promise you guys, I will get a second monitor. I've just got to get it put together because I would be so much better if I could be looking at the shit I'm trying to share and staying plugged in the chat. That's my goal. Um, let's go to my picture window right here. So I don't know if y'all can read that, but I'll log into my, I'll make it big. I'll log into my Instagram and it says we suspect automated behavior on your account. To prevent your account from being temporarily restricted or permanently disabled, ensure that no others or tools have access to your account, i.e., bots, I guess, and that you're following our terms of use. Also, consider changing your password to a stronger one to prevent unauthorized access to your account by third parties. So, what I did, because it was only on my well, I mean, they're all active and they're all kind of tied together now. But that's the one I felt like it was my John Evans Knife Flicks because that's the one that I post on the most. So I changed the password. Everything's hunky dory as of, let's see. And this all happened about 2 hours before the stream started because I had to go in and I had to re-log in. Let's see, because I'm expecting to come here and it say account not found at some point. I did share that. That might have been considered a little too pushing the envelope. I did share that because I think it's a super cool knife, and they did have it in stock. And I do have an affiliate link. I'm not shilling. It's something I would buy if I was buying knives right now. I think it's super cool. But nothing has ever changed in my posts over the last 2 years, right? I mean, it's all the same stuff. I'm not shilling. I'm not really selling. I'm just showing off stuff. Every now and then, I'll share a video for something I think's cool, but I don't have any sponsored content. Every time I share an affiliate link, I even put the word paid affiliate link, which makes me feel even more guilty. The reason I share links is because when I was just buying knives because I was working and had extra income, I would always use links because it was no big deal, right? You just would do that. And for the longest time, I had a hard time even getting the affiliate links, not because they wouldn't give them to me, but because I felt guilty asking for them, because I felt guilty to even, with my channel being just me musing about knives. I'm not a professional anything. I'm a professional digital marketer, but that has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. But yeah, it's just now that I do have them, it is beneficial when you click on them. So I will from time to time share when I'm looking around at knives, because I do it even like I did when I was buying. There are about 5 websites I go to on the regular, probably 6. Let's see, we've got River's Edge Cutlery, DLT, and these are all of my bookmarks. GP Knives, Smoky Mountain Knives, because they have some different stuff, and I've got some really good deals like this knife I picked up from them for a screamer deal last year. Blade Binge, White Mountain Knives. And then every now and then I'll go to Knife Shit Free because they're close to me. I look at areas or companies that are not only geographically close to me, but that I've had experiences with. So if you go and you look at any, and I mean any knife retailer on my link tree, for example, I'll share it real quick just so you know what I'm talking about. But if you look at these and any of you ever want to schedule a group or a private call that we can do through StreamYard where we can all log in and I can go into DLT, River's Edge Cutlery, GP. I haven't bought anything from Polish Custom Knives, but I can log in to my accounts on any of these and you'll see the thousands of dollars I've spent with these guys. And it's not because any other reason except CountyCom. I buy a ton of stuff from them. I was tickled to death to get an affiliate program with them because you guys might or might not like it, but I kind of branched out into weird stuff, right? whether it's flashlights, and a lot of the flashlights I get, because if you look at the custom lights, which this is every bit as bright as any custom you'll ever want because it's a laser, but it's made out of the same materials. It's Meritech, which is government overrun stuff. It had tritium slots in it, and it was under $200. And I bought this. I buy a lot of stuff from them. I bought my where's my wacky? Here it is. This is my secret weapon. This is my little sapphire magnifying glass that I can revert back to kid days, and I can cook ants with it by focusing the sunbeam on it. Or more importantly, I can look at blade steels and the other little tiny stuff on blades. And I can't get that to you. Let's see. That I don't know if this video's gone live yet, that I normally couldn't read with my old eyes. But I did tear this knife down and adjust my springs. I don't know if you can see in there, but it looks like a W, which is kind of like a gear shift. If you think of your old 5 speeds, 3 speeds, which most of y'all won't remember. But what it is like the drop bear, which I haven't done this to yet because I really wish I'd left it alone. It's still good. This allows you to change your spring tension. It's kind of got 3 areas. So I had it. It comes at the most normal arc of the axis spring, right? The detent was great. It really sucks shut now. It's got a little more snap, and you can tell that I've got a little bit more bend and angle in my axis spring because this Ultim is unique and that it lets you look through there. If I wanted to, I could have tweaked it up one more. It does come with extra axis springs. It wasn't as hard to take apart and put together as a Benchmade, but if you're trying to do it quickly and, have a video that's probably even watchable for you guys, unless you're trying to do it yourself, I did struggle with it. And I did not put the struggle bus on the thumbnail because I always feel like that could be a little misleading. So I'll do my best not to give up. I've only had to give up on one knife, and ironically enough, it was a scale swap on a knife that Shane and I traded. It was on my Bradford Guardian 3. Nothing wrong with the knife. The fasteners had been really locked in there. And they're those little, I don't think I have that knife in here, but they're those little fasteners that are 2 little like nipples, right? So it came with a tool that you were allegedly supposed to stick in there, put in your bit driver, and then remove the little nipples were what it grabbed. Well, it was so tight in there, it broke them. So I had to go to Amazon because I tried to heat it up. It came with 2 bits. I tried to totally heat up both of those pieces of hardware on a fixed blade now. Got absolutely nowhere. Got the other bit, pow, it snapped too. So I went to Amazon knowing they were going to be shittier bits, but I found that span. It was like a number 4, I forget what it was, but I matched up the span of the bit I needed, and I bought like 26 of them. And so when they came in, I got my little tiny soldering iron that I also picked up from Amazon. It's in my Amazon store. It's like $7. But I heated up the screws themselves, the fasteners, and then I broke about 12 of the 24 bits, but finally got them just to break a little bit. My new scales came with new hardware, so I wasn't worried about damaging the hardware, but it was an absolute struggle. Never made it to video. It was an absolute nightmare. And I'll tell you, if you take knives apart, which I used to be super scared, and I used to give Lefty a hard time, why would you take it apart? Well, there are a lot of reasons. For one, to clean them up. A lot of times when they come from the factory, they've been sitting. They could have been, shipped. They could have been they could have been at USA Made Blades or somewhere for a little while and have some debris. You never know. And I didn't mention them by any other reason that I was trying to think of. I was looking at my Hinder or Jurassic, and I thought of USA Made Blades. But these knives come apart so easily, and if you keep up with the parts, if you're not sure about the knife that you're getting ready to maintain or take apart, there are at least 3 or 4 or 5 videos about them. I've watched several. I mean, I used to watch them, but I'd always be scared to take them apart. And if you go back and you watch Lefty's early videos, they were a train wreck. I would sit there and scream at the TV saying, dude, you left the fucking bearing out. You know, I mean, it's sitting there. No wonder it's not going to center up. But that's, you know, it was real. It was, and now he can tune up knives. He can do all his maintenance work on their knives. He did a bunch of stuff for Kunwu back in the day and helped them. He might still help them do in-country service work. But if you get a well-made knife or even a knife with a unfixable flaw, you can identify that pretty quickly. And all these knives, whether they're captive pivots or free spinning pivots like this, come apart and go together very, very easily. And I will tell you, every single one of my USA made knives are the simplest, most elegant construction. You take them apart. I really appreciate the oomph and the simplicity, but the tool nature of these knives, and I'm not talking about any one manufacturer. I'm just talking about some of these beefier USA made knives that I really, really like. I really, really appreciate them for what they are. Are they more than I would ever use as an urban EDC dude? Absolutely. But do I enjoy carrying them? Absolutely. I mean, they're great, great knives. Let's see if I can get that reverse leg. What you'll learn is if you carry a lot of knives, especially with thumb studs, wees are great for assembly, disassembly. The most fun, and I need to do another video because one knife I haven't given away, and we'll have a giveaway tonight, but one knife that I've held on to is my Wii Vision F, or my Civivi Vision FG, and my Wii Vision R. And this knife, if you take it apart and you check it out and you look at, and again, it's a collaboration. I get it. I could also take apart, and I have, because this has skiffs in it. This is the Fornix, which was only at the time less than $200, 20 CV. It was only limited to like 200 of each colorway, and it didn't sell that well. But it is, you take it apart and you appreciate how clean it is. So whether it's a USA made knife or a well-made imported knife, a budget knife. I've taken this knife apart, taken this knife apart. I have not taken this knife apart to see if it's got the same adjustable axis springs or axis style springs. But I love, love, love this little Talosaurus or whatever. Hold on a second, guys. Let me yell at Google. So anyway, Google's in there talking smack to somebody. That kind of gives me the creeps. But no, I just like, and I urge any of you guys to call Coonley. What is up? Paul Mike needs a wrench. What you guys, I mean, I urge you, if you don't take apart your knives and you don't see any need to, oh no, Paul Mike was timed out by Kyle Coonley. Paul, I'm saving you, brother. You're a moderator. I don't know you that well, but that's cool. Kyle punishes you. Hey guys, I do have a petition up there. Read about it. It's put out by not me. It's not put out by change.org. They are just the vessel that it rides on. And it's the Matrix, leave us alone kind of petition. Do with it what you will. I signed it weeks ago. I saw it on Instagram, read about it. I think Melissa Backwoods influenced me to do that just by sharing it with me. And then I started seeing it on other posts, and I was in MC's live tonight, and he was talking about it. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea. I think anytime we can pull our collective group of weirdos that all have different leanings, which is all good, together, for a common goal, i.e., leave us the fuck alone. All we want to do is look at knives on our feeds if we're looking at knives. And if you've got a problem with it, that's your absolute right too. You're welcome, Paul. But the way I look at it is support the little guy. And to me, the little guy is, a lot of people think EMP EDC. I think John and Jamie Rusk. This is a couple from up in Washington who I've had the pleasure of knowing before I had a channel. They were always very courteous because I'd meet them at Blade Show. And regardless of what you think about the knives, they don't look like any other knives. And they're fantastically designed knives that are put together very well. The ones that Axial is currently OEMing, the USA made ones, I've got a video. I keep pushing it back. I think right now it'll come out Saturday or Sunday. It's my buddy A to Z's USA made Tonto Pulse. And a lot of these knives in upgraded configurations are in stock now. I'm a huge fan of these guys, but their Instagram is getting decimated right now to where a lot of their posts are being removed. They've got a professional account. They kind of have to because they communicate with customers through it. It's not just them. It's a lot of people like them. It's people like Jim Skelton that is getting a lot of restrictions on his content. And what I can share with you guys as an advertiser, and when I say an advertiser, I'm a digital advertising tour guide. I used to for 8 years. I've been a digital manager for a group of about 35 account executives, and I kind of rolled out and learned about and trained on digital strategies, i.e. Google Ads, pay-per-click, Google AdWords, Bing AdWords, display marketing, pre-roll marketing, you name it, all that stuff. And Google has a list of prohibited, i.e. you can't do it, whether it's CBD oil or whether it's knives. You can't, or pew-pews, you cannot advertise those on the platform. So what you find is, okay, I've got I've got radio shows, I've got podcasts, I've got influencers, I've got knife guys, because I don't think of myself as an influencer, and I don't think of a lot of the knife community as influencers, but nobody listens to Eric. I don't think you're a mod. Hold on, brother, and I'm glad you're here. But the way it's just, I'm looking for you. There's nobody listens to Eric. Nobody listens to Eric is now a standard moderator. See how quickly I get sidetracked, guys? Which is probably a good thing because it keeps me from saying something too stupid. But my whole thing is, if you've got people like Brian Nadeau, or you've got Knife Nuts Podcast, or you've got EMP EDC, or you've got Ramon Chavez, or you've got Joey Roman, or you've got Big Idea Design Company, which I want to talk about these guys in just a second. And I will be talking about them more because I'm super stoked. And I've learned, A, that they're 45 minutes away from me, that they're cool people. I also want to talk about a couple of 115 mile away from me. But in either case, there are a lot of small companies and mid-sized companies that are really getting impacted by these changing rules. Now, where the rules changed on the message I got, is my account about to be suspended or removed for suspicious activity? I look at my posts. I don't have any suspicious activity. Before I changed my password, I went and over the last 10 years, because I had my J.W. Evans, whatever it was, 1999 account for like 10 years before I ever posted. I was posting knife content towards the end on it, and all of my friends and family thought I was weird. So I started my sub account, my other John Evans Knife Addict or whatever it is. But I am no longer a creator, so I'm no longer monetizable. I'm just a dude sharing knives, which is what I wanted to be anyway, right? But I don't know what that future is. And Metal Complex, I urge you guys to go back and watch the part of his live, which was a good part of it early on in the live. I found it entertaining, educational, informative, enough so that I shared the link. It's, and I don't want this to get political, it's not going to, but if you like knives, it's real simple. You just support the cause, not with money, just with your beliefs, right? So if you don't like seeing knives on Instagram, you probably not signed up for Instagram. That's fair. That's fine. But all this is, I'm sharing it right now. When you get into sign the petition, it is a change.org petition. That's the vessel they had to use. Now, this email, you're supporting the Association of Artisan Tools. This tells you who they are, what they're trying to do. They're small businesses who just want Meta to basically back off, right? So if you click join the fight, it tells you you can sign up for an email, or you can just go back here and you can sign the petition, which pulls up this change.org. They're at 3,207 signatures. I put my name, my email address, but you can do it anonymously. You can say, I don't want to display my names. And then you just click sign this petition. So that's basically what it is. You can share it with a QR code. And like MC said, now don't do this, because if you, hold on, let me make sure I'm sharing the right thing. Do not do, if you're on this page, you'll see this donate, which back when I was supporting like I could, I would have donated, but this is not. This is to be a change member. This has nothing to do with the cause, which the cause, in my opinion, is signing this petition, sharing out either the QR code or the link like I did, which I wouldn't share the change.org petition. I would share out the Association of Artisan Tools.org site. So I feel that it's a very positive thing. I think it's one of those things that we can come together and do for very little or no effort. And I think it makes a difference. If you feel more comfortable doing it anonymously, I can tell you as a digital marketer, there is no such thing as anonymous, but they do not know, for example, that it's Meredith or that it's Marco or that it's John. They just know that it's this device or that device. If you list your name, well, then they know. But to me, I don't care. I want them to know. Because if I was standing in front of any government body or any playground like Meta, and I was saying, guys, these are not the W word. These are tools. These are things like jewelry, like purses, like whatever. I mean, you can equate it to people that post pictures of cars. You know, it's just like we like knives, which brings me to this badass little knife. And this knife is a Big Idea Design Co. And they sent me this to check out. They are in Chattanooga, and this is called the Lookout. And the cool thing about this knife is, A, it's named after Lookout Mountain. One cool thing is it's got a reversible Kydex sheath. So it comes with a righty and a lefty. And then, I don't know if y'all follow Big Idea Design, but they do this deep carry titanium clip that's very well done. I've been carrying it in my back pocket all day. And if I want to carry this left-handed, I just simply take my T8, take my titanium clip off, put it on the other sheath. Or if I want to carry it with straps or something else, I can do that. But it is a lot smaller than I thought it would be. It's smaller than my mini bug out, but I love it. It is very, very efficient. It's kind of got a clip point, M390 blade, full tang construction. They ship right out of Chattanooga. I know that they were designed by their, because they do a lot of stuff here in the States. They've got a CAD operator and they do a lot of the designs here. If y'all follow them, before I ever worked with them, I picked up this bit bar from them, which is another one of their kind of minimalistic tools that houses a lot of bits. I keep it in my to-go bag. It's kind of like my knife maintenance deal. But I've been a supporter before I knew that they were local, right? So even though I do not know, and I need to find out before I do the review, if this is made in Chattanooga, I think it is just designed in Chattanooga. But a short blade, very neutral handle, very thin stock. Again, I did an unboxing today where I cut some paper, cut some cardboard, but I will be carrying it and I will be doing a full review in about a week. And the pocket clip, I think, is geniusly done. So far, I've really enjoyed it because it rides flat in my back pocket. It would also do that in my right pocket because I'm a right-hander. And it rides up where most of my Ulti clips I have set up more flush to the base of the sheath, which gives me more handle sticking up. Except for like my deep carry, which is still a lot of handle sticking up, as opposed to that little guy, which is much shorter. It's not even really comparable. So I'm stoked to check this out and share it with you guys. And I've got another really cool banger that I'm going to get to check out. That's a fixed blade that I'm super excited about. And then I've got a really neat budget knife that should be coming in that I'm going to get to check out and pass along to you guys. And I've got a couple of things that are coming in because next week, not this night, of course, Paul Wong, what is up? And I said that wrong. It's probably Paul Wang from Kaiser. Guys, he made the sheepdog giveaway last week that brother Paul Mills won, possible. And he hooked me up with my first ever drop bear, which you guys have heard me rant and rave about this particular model. We'll look at it in a little while. In this, what I consider powdered aluminum. It reminds me of my Protect feel, but the knife is absolutely stunning. You guys know that I've always, even before I started the channel, I was a Kaiser Vanguard, and I think Blade Series. I've still got my critical, my old school critical, the big one, titanium. But I think I've given away all my other titanium knives except for my clutch. I've got my Kaiser clutch. I've got my Kaiser critical. And then I've got some of the knives that I'm going to pass along to you guys. But I've always been a huge fan. Some of the best made knives. And I'm looking forward to trying out some of their fixed blades. I'm going to have to get some of them in. Because, guys, as weird as it is, I was never, ever, ever into fixed blades. I never thought I would like fixed blades. I think Lefty kind of got me leaning that way with the Chickadee. So what I did is I couldn't find a Chickadee and I couldn't afford, or i.e. justify, paying for a Chickadee. So I bought a couple of little Tucson small knives just to see if I would carry them. You guys know the story. I've fallen in love with them. I still haven't finished my collection dive on all my small fixed blades because that's coming up. I've done, I think, 3 of 5 videos, and that'll be a collection dive where it'll all be saved up, and you guys can check it out if you're ever interested. But yeah, it's been kind of a wild ride. Louis, what is up? So my whole point to that rant is don't swear off things that don't interest you now, because everyone is in a different place on their knife hike. Everyone has their own independent journey, however they're dealing with or doing it. it's all valid, right? Um, I seen that, Paul. And the other one is, let me pull that up. The one I'm interested in too, that looks like my jam. Let me share this screen. There are a couple that are very, very interesting to me. And guys, there are some huge sales right now. You can get, for example, that sheepdog button lock. That's the best button lock I've ever experienced from Kaiser. Is, I don't know if it's still in stock, still on sale. Let me see. It was the mini. It was aluminum. Nope, it jumped back up. Guys, keep an eye on Kaiser's site. They have got some screaming, screaming sales. But the one I really like, I like these guys, but make sure I'm sharing the right screen. Yep. The one I'm most interested in, and if it sounds like a war zone, guys, I do apologize. It's still a bunch of teenagers in my neighborhood that are blowing up stuff. I don't necessarily blame them. I would probably be doing the same thing. The Banshee's a great knife. I'm very interested in the Cobbler and the Scuttler. These are little, what I consider street scalpels. And look, guys, they're 32 and 35 bucks. But the one that I'm interested in is the Grom and the, where is it? The Smoke. That, to me, looks like a very practical, small little EDC knife. And they're great prices, great HRC for what they are. This is 3V, if I'm not mistaken. And for those of you that don't like bigger knives, you're not going to like it as much as I do, but it is only 6.5 inches long. And in this other one, to me, the Grom is more tactical and small. It's just like a small little Slurpee saver. Neck knife, if you're a neck knife person. For me, this is in the back pocket, without a doubt knife. Look how thin it is. Just a little banger. I like the black and Ultim, personally. That's my jam. But the micarta is nice too. Cool little knives. You know, almost 7 inches, but more of a defensive knife. Kaiser's stepping it up. They've got some really, really cool stuff. And I urge you guys to go there, check them out, and if you're so kind, use my link. Because I do have, and I try to keep it updated, my link tree, which I know seems shilly, but like I said, it's not. If any of you want to come take a journey with me through my bad decision making and look at each of from my Amazon account, where you can see everything that's in my store I've bought, all the knives that I bought from all these different people, and then the companies that I support, right? That I've got knives from, that have made up a large part of my collection, that I know make good stuff, and I appreciate their customer service, right? So I don't have a ton of links, but the links that I have are links that I use and I like. So if you want to use them, great. If not, Kaiser is killing it. EMP EDC is killing it. That is one I wanted to look at because I have not been since they dropped. And I won't spend a ton of time there because I don't want to do that. But I do want to show you guys that they have not only got pulses in DLC coated black now. That sold out. Sorry. That sold out. They've only got the fancy ones. Let's see what they've got in. I love this point. So they got the black stone washed and this guy, which is the Bowie, which is super, super slicey. They've got Stonewash. They do have DLC, so they've got a black out there. It looks like they've got more. Maybe they haven't gotten in the Warncliffs. And then I saw on G-Ball's channel, they've got a lot of these really unique relatives, right? They've got fat carbon, titanium back. So it's just like my full tie relative, except it's got a decorative show side scale. So you've got the same milled backside, but you can either get an Ultim front side, you can get a special edition kind of a gold fat carbon, or a Damasteel in gold fat carbon. And then they've got, of course, this gold Damasteel and this one. And also clips. So really cool stuff going on there. And in about, yes, the Ultim on the Kaiser is stunning, especially on, let's go back to it. The Grom, it's the one I prefer. So when I'm looking at the Grom, I think the Ultim and the black make for a really sleek looking knife, even over the micarta and the carbon fiber to me. But then if we look at the new arrivals, sorry about that, guys. That was a load of fireworks. That's a Harpoon with PEI handle for Ultim. The Drop Bear, you can get an Ultim. And I'll tell you, when you get an Ultim knife, it is going to be so much lighter than any other material. I really want to try a Huldra. That looks like a nice knife. But yeah, they're dropping just mad heat. All kinds of cool stuff. The Beyond, I think this is a very revolutionary knife that I've not tried, but I've heard only good things about it. It kind of reminds me of a futuristic next step to a Veritas. But then I've also been checking the shit that's coming in at DLT, and they've had a couple of kind of interesting ones that I'm not familiar with. I don't know if any of y'all are, because they're fixed blades and they're probably not going to interest you. But just out of curiosity, this little knife looks interesting. This TRC Urban Tactical L-Max. I've never heard of them, but this is DLT's new arrival. They're showing that they're going to have the Benny Jack, which is a automatic, not an automatic, a locking knife. The Finch Pipeline kind of looks cool to me. It's kind of got low drag jack vibes. And then they've got some Heretics that have come in. And these have all come in since yesterday, or been posted, I guess I should say. They've got this one that I noticed after looking on their site. I'm kind of interested in the knife, but you can get the black one for about, maybe not here, this might be cheaper, but about $30 less on their site. This is just to match their, I guess, pin release. But then they've also got very cool stuff that is dropped at GP Knives. The Viper Handy, I did a review on. This knife was $107, and it may be at River's Edge Cutlery. I saw that it was on sale for $107 over the weekend. The Rex 45 lightweight Mannix, which seemed really strong to me. Whoops. Where in the did it go? There it is. Whoops. Sorry, guys, I don't drive good. But a lot of Protects are in stock. A lot of the new Benchmades are coming, the minis. Whether you're excited or not, they've got a mini Narrows. They've got, all kinds of stuff. But Cool Knives, these are just the knife sites that I frequent, right? So when I would go, I've got them all bookmarked, and I would hit them kind of on a rotation. I mean, I would just go through to see what was coming in new. And that was kind of the disease in me, I think, because I was always needing to have something coming in. But when there would be drops like Protect drops or the Civivi Brian Brown is interesting to me. I have no interest in a lot of these. But then I'd go to White Mountain Knives. And see what they've got, because that's where I used to get all my Tucsons. And I was I know Mersalt, you're going to have to close your ears, but I was a huge, huge, huge Tucson fan. Still am. I still think value per dollar, you're going to get a great knife in most cases if you look at it. Because I bought two that were not great knives, and those were all on me. Those were because they looked crazy off the get go. And yeah, but most of them, including all my fixed blades, have been killer. There are a lot of knives that I'm not that familiar with. I know this is supposed to be a cool little knife. They've got a lot of Vostides. But again, I like to shop there. And one of the things I like to do, which again, Marisol, plug your ears. I'll go in here and I'll go Tucson. And just search those bad boys to see what's come in. And see, that's to me 134 for that wicked looking knife, even though it has no practical application to me. It gives me kind of a warm fuzzy. I dig it. I like it because it's different and they made it, right? Different knife. As Lefty in the old days would say, it has no soul. I beg to differ. It's got some big ass chimps. But again, I see stuff come in here that's different, that's makes good videos, seems to make good content. And I enjoy them, and they're good to give away. This was a great knife. I ended up giving it away, but just multi deployments, good materials, great fit and finish. So yeah, I'm a fan of Tucson. I'm a fan of White Mountain Knives. I'm a fan of retailers that I support, right? And I like to see what Blade Binge has. What's going on, Zach? From Zach Stuff. Welcome, brother, from another mother. Good to see you, buddy. But yeah, I like to check out Blade Binge and see what people are selling. And I always tell people, because I've had several conversations where people go, what's this craziness? The Tri-State is coming July 24th. How did I miss this? Besides not being plugged in to his channel, is there going to be a knife, or is there going to be a... Interesting. But I've had people say I can get it cheaper on eBay. And I had a knife that I listed on here that I pulled and put on eBay, and I brought in like 200 more bucks. But the point is, if you see a knife that you like on Blade Binge, all you have to do, all the 4 or 5 that I purchased, I've not talked people down to be unfair. I've just reached out and asked if they would be closer to table. The first and greatest example of that was this Friday the 13th Lamia. And the guy was more than fair from what I know he bought it for and what he sold it for. And I was happy to let him make a little money on it because I really wanted the knife. Same thing on my Griffin 2.5. I really wanted the knife. I didn't want to pay what the guy was asking, but the guy was only asking it because there are fees and other shit that as a seller you have to deal with on Blade Bench, right? Not to mention your fees get tied up for a little bit. That's neither here nor there. But I got it. And I've even had people, I haven't felt comfortable doing it, but I've had people offer to pull their listing because you can end your listing at any time and then sell it if you trust the person and you're willing to take the risk as an independent sale. So use that messaging system. If you see a knife you like, but it seems to be priced high, I used to go through there and chastise people for pricing them high. And I learned that there were some people that were opportunists, but there were a lot of people that came back and kind of rebuted my message with, hey, dude, I'm having to pay a percentage. I'm having to pay to ship it. This is a kind of out the door price through their platform, and I'm trying to get back what I've got in it. Fair enough, right? And if it sits there and doesn't sell, that's the market saying, I'm not buying your knife because you're pricing it too high. Because most of us that sell knives know it is an economic fact that we're going to lose money on them, but we're going to move them out, right? And you're kind of giving a knife to somebody who'll enjoy it. At the same time, you're freeing up a spot in your case for something different. Best case scenario, you trade for something. There's just a lot of ways to look at it. But to me personally, I used to be a huge consumer. What's up, MPG, EDC? Good to see you, Earl. I used to be a huge consumer. Like, I played the game big time. Y'all know, I mean, if you follow the channel, I always had unboxings and stuff to do. But again, since I've chilled and had to chill, it's changed not only my content, but it's changed the way I look at knives in a healthy way. Because I, for the longest time, and still, if I was bringing in the revenue that I was bringing in before, which I was blessed. I had a good job, good benefits, and I had knife money. And I would still be buying knives like I was. But it's also cool to not, right? To just get in a few things, review a few things. And Lefty kind of said it best. I still don't like to sell knives, i.e. I'm a collector or hoarder, however you want to look at it. But there's a lot to be said for having a company send a knife to come through your hands so you can check it out, use it. Because let's be honest, I've had this Jurassic for a year and a half and have probably cut with it 10 times, cut hard with it. I've had it on washers, I've had it on bearings, so I've used it a lot, but I haven't put it through a lot of hard use because I've got other knives, right? So I'm rarely gonna use a knife to its potential, but I still think that I can tell as a user that fits probably the profile of, I would say 80%, maybe 70% of other users, because I think a lot of us are urban. Even if we live out more in the country or we're more rural, we're using our knives for more elective stuff than work stuff. And I'm not taking away from anybody who uses their knives hard. But for me, what I hope to share is, and I've always said this, how knives make me feel. I think of my channel as being more subjective musings of what I think and being able to show you, or what I would used to look at as an audience member, a knife that I wanted to get a closer look at, or I wanted to get somebody's opinion that wasn't. And I learned something on a podcast today that I'm going to implement into a video, and I forgot what it's called right now, so I don't want to sound like an idiot. But it basically translates, this is my squirrel brain, to a group of people who have just enough knowledge to be dangerous and consider themselves expert, but don't have the perceived application of said knowledge to be truly experts, but they put themselves off as experts. And it took my mind to so many different places, to arguments that we hear over and over in the community. I found it interesting. What's up, Big Jimpin'? And I'm thinking of ways to make um, non shit slinging video that pokes fun at what it's called because it's got a killer name. Let me find it. Let me Google it. Hold on. Um, Condition. It's a condition. When you think you are correct based on partial knowledge. That should bring it up. Comes under delusional disorders. Let's see. I'm not looking at a hardcore delusional disorder. That's not what I'm looking for. Sorry guys, I'm coming back. I've just gone to a let's go named after person. Named after person. Not free goal syndrome. That's different. Anyway, long story short, unless you have put, and this came from a controversial mathematician dude who's got a PhD, but unless you've truly put in the time to work equations or to put in the time to run through all the different variables and scenarios, for whatever your specialty is, you're really doing a disservice to any community, whether it's a scientific community or a knife community, by sharing partial truths. And partial truths are factual. Folk Doozle is on to not the person, but the guest that made me see this type of logic and whatever that condition was called that they accused Terrence of having, how it can apply to a lot of experts, which I used to tell people and still believe this with my heart. Because like I say, I'm a digital marketing professional. I've done it for years. People call on me to speak. They call on me for advice. And the first thing that I tell them, because AEs used to introduce me as, this is John, our digital expert. And I was like, whoa, there is no such thing as a digital expert. If anybody ever comes and introduces themselves as an expert, you want to run, because there's no such thing, especially in a field like digital marketing where technology changes at such a fast pace, that, you know, there's a lot that goes into the decisions that I consider to be experts that have made for 30, 40 years products and made them better, tried to make them better. And people that get information and find reasons why they're not as good as they could be. To me, there's a lot of that goes on. There's a lot that goes on with, yeah, there's factual reasons why buying American makes sense, but I think there's factual reasons why buying whatever you like makes sense, because that's really where the buck stops, literally and figuratively, right? If you like it, if it makes you happy, it's a win, no matter what anybody's view on it is. And the truth is, no one should really have a view on it. They can have a silent thought of what they would have done in the same situation, but to judge anybody else's decision is kind of crazy, right? Almost childish. But this is going to be our giveaway tonight, which is a really cool knife that just became available. And it is the Raccoon Cub. The Raccoon was one of my favorite knives. I saw that Jared just reviewed a Raccoon. I think it was Jared. It was Jared. It might have been MC. And it has the top liner lock. And I really hope I get to check one of those out. But as far as mini knives go, I really hate to let this one go because it's such a good knife. It's got the forward finger choil. If I wasn't heavy on nips and other minis, I wouldn't even think about letting it go, but I know it'd make somebody a really good knife. Liner lock, drop shutty, doesn't have skiffs yet because it's got little bitty bearings. I have to order some, but it does have a blacked out 14C 28M blade, deep carry reversible clip, snappy thumb studs, very snappy front flipper. I wouldn't call it criticism, but if I was going to make this knife better, I would have carried the jimping up right around that corner, even though all you have to do is put your finger here on the front to get a very reliable flip. But it would be nice to be able to reach for the corner where my brain tells me to go, and I'll slip off there once every 5 times, and it snaps so much better. See, I just snapped off of it because I didn't have a jimp. But super, super tall flat ground blade. We're going to give that away. That'll be cool. And then I'm still trying to come up. You'll notice that you didn't see a member video this week. I've got a couple of knives that I'm wrestling with, which one to make the next member giveaway knife. And I've got a couple of really cool ones in mind. I just don't know which one I need to do. And it will be done as a video, and it will come probably next week. We're going to have Austin on next week from Traditional Pocket Knives to talk about some stuff he's got going on, and that might be a good time to do it. And that might even influence me on one that I was thinking about giving away. But yeah, we'll look at that next week. So look for that video. Tonight we'll just do kind of a, if you're here, if we know you, if you're not a quote unquote turd burglar, which I don't think anybody in my chats are, because I get the same 50, 60 of you guys that I'm blessed to have, and we don't advertise to give stuff away. It's just something that tends to happen. At some point, I want to make this available too, because this is a great knife as I fail it. Because after I've used thumb studs for a while, I've got to get used to the disc, and then I won't miss it. But see, I can't thumb flick very well anyway, but I can reverse flick the bejesus out of it. But this is kind of like a smaller Dachshund, and what I love about it, I don't know why my iPhone keeps jumping around, but I love what this base of this body and this choil come together to make in terms of a really comfortable grip. And to me, and this is no fault of Voss Steeds, to me, that looks very 945-ish. It looks like they took inspiration, not from the necessary lines, because I've looked at them side by side, but from the contouring, which I'm kind of a fan of. I think it makes for a very comfortable little package. Great knife, great blade. We'll give this away at some point. And then we've got the super light Mini Nightshade, which I still think is one of Voss Steeds' best designs. I had the Nightshade TH, the one with the thumb holes in it, that was just an absolute banger, full size. And then after Blade Show 2022, I picked up the little black G10 with the red studs. We gave it away last week or the week before because I got this one in from CountyCom, which is their little exclusive that comes with a Back to Basics little AAA or 10440 light. But this is one of the sliciest minis. I actually like the blade geometry and the sliceability of the mini here better than I did the full size, which was absolutely fantastic. I should be cutting some shit. Let me find some more music. See, I don't know, because I've got kind of jammy music when I'm looking for something more chill. And I really don't know the names of it. So we'll just go with it. If it drives y'all crazy, somebody scream in all caps, the music sucks. I almost today, just for those of you that watch MC like I do, I tried to, and there's plenty of it, to download some 8-bit computer game music. But it's more like the ones I have access to are more like effects, like Pac-Man or a Pac-Man type thing eating a lot of, you know, little balls of white or whatever they were. But I wasn't going to do that to you guys because that's something that to me is maddening. Because I guess I grew up in the 80s, so to me that sounds like chaos. I'm fighting for my life when I hear that music in my old days. And so, yeah, it's brutal. I've probably got access to stuff that's very much, I only download into a couple of genres, but I've got I've got access to some of the weirdest music. Hold on, this is a good one here. But yeah, so I download kind of in the funk category. And the truth of the matter is, the best music is what they recommend to me. Hold on, guys. I've got to give Tippy some love before the possums get here. Give me just a second. Don't go anywhere. I won't make you watch an ad. I will let you watch this Be Right Back screen. Where is it? There it is. Boom. Hey, we're back. Sorry about that. Um, Not that anybody cares, but Tippy has a friend, and Tippy runs with said friend, and they're just friends because friend has a pink collar. Not that that dictates what said friend is. It's a they them. Tippy's also a they them. We've assumed she's Tippy. She's never had kittens. I don't think she's been fixed because she was rescued. She was fixed, but I don't know what she is, or if she's even a she. But I've got possums that hang out, and when the possums come and hang out, Tippy is very interested in the possums. Tippy will lay on the porch, but she won't walk past the possums. So Five Door, what's up, brother? Brutal Wang, what's up? I've been so out of chat. 1931 Leatherworks, Jeffrey Dawson, all you channel members are in here. I just ramble about nothing, and y'all are probably like, "Holy shit!" I apologize. But yeah, so when the possums are up there chilling, eating, which they'll stay for like 20 minutes at a time, then they'll scurry off, then they'll come back later in the night, and then the cat that Tippy hangs out with, which I don't know if I have a picture of it, but the cat that Tippy hangs out with always comes by super late. If I haven't shared it with you, my sleeping habits as of late, since I've been a YouTuber, because I haven't been doing real work, or work that pays, my hours have kind of flipped. So this tan cat comes and sits at my door and just looks in because I'll leave my storm door open. I don't like to have a closed door. And it just sits there and looks at me. And I'll go out and I'll give it a little handful of food. It lives right up the street. No, I don't have 2 or 4 snow trog. I have 1. I have Tippy, but Tippy's picked up on a little gangster cat that lives up the street, and they've kind of turned into running buddies. So Tippy keeps more irregular hours. And I try to keep her in at night because there are coyotes around here. But not to go too far into Tippy's life history, but Tippy, when she was like 6 months old, split. And we thought she'd been eaten. My daughter couldn't find her for like 6 months. And then happened to be on Facebook, and somebody said, "Does anybody know whose cat this is?" Take care, MPG EDC. Sorry I'm not talking knives, girl. But it turned out that the cat was Tippy. Tippy was 9 miles away and had gotten in the drainage system, which is evidently like the cat. What do you call it? Magic Railroad or whatever. Gets them where they want to go without getting run over. And she's been back ever since. That was like 6 years ago. But so that cat's street smart's my point. I think if something was going to get her in her little gangster quest through the streets of South Huntsville, something would have gotten her. And she's pretty ballsy, you know. I mean, she's definitely an apex predator for the neighborhood, which is not something I'm proud of. It's something I try to keep to a minimal. But you know, you do what you can do. This is some of the old StreamYard music that I used to actually really dig before I had, let's put my banner up, before I had my little, I think I did a thing about right when I lost my job, when I had my severance package and stuff, I went ahead and got a year of this company that makes, I don't know if y'all heard that or not, but they make sound effects and they make music. So you can download tracks where you're paying the artist, right? And that was kind of, you know, important to me. So I got a year license to use this stuff. Will I re-up it? I don't know. It was like well over $100, but I like having music. I don't know if I like when I watch a live, because usually I'm kind of in and out of consciousness, kind of falling asleep. Sometimes I'm really engaged and chatting, but usually it's background. So for me, music's nice. I don't know what you guys like. Now, see that old school Muscle Shoals sound is in there. Let me find something here and see if I can upload it in time. Let me search something real quick. I'm going to just do something. I'm going to download a absolute, this is like rolling the roulette of digital music. So I'm going to cut that. I'm going to put it right here. I'm going to paste it. That's what it's called. I'm about to upload a song called Kensington Blues. Now, I don't know if it's going to be Muscle Shoalsy. And usually what I do, and I didn't do it today, but usually what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll try to find fresh music. Now, again, I've kind of been stuck in that genre, unless when I did Metal Mondays, I would go in and I'd fail, but I would try to find some more metal-y type music, right? So where is the new music? What did I put in there? It's called Kensington. There it is. Boom. All right, so I'm going to throw some music on you that we're going to listen to for the first time. It is copyright protected. I rent the copyrights to this song, so we're not breaking any laws. I don't know if I'm feeling it, guys. I've got to hear bass line. Hold on. That was the top recommended Creator Blues song. I'd have to break out my guitar. Now, one night, and actually I've recorded some stuff. Not Freebird. But I could definitely get Freebird ready. Let me see if I can. I might be able to share some music, but we need to get back to Knives because I'm going to lose all of y'all. Let me see if I can find May 30th. That's the one I want. I'm going to forward this to myself. Whoops. Share. Email. All right. So I've emailed something that it would probably be easier for me to assign to a SoundPad. So I think I can do it. Uh-oh. So y'all liking the bluesy music? To me, it's a little bit, it feels kind of AI. It feels, I don't know. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna see it. And mine sucks because I don't have a looper. So I'm just playing a part, a passage, a riff, really is what it is. It's a riff. But let's see if I post it in here, cut it over here. I think it should eventually go to, all right, I'm going to try to add it. And no offense, but that's fucking killing me. All right, so I'm going to throw this up here. And this could be a terrible rendition because these are little versions of songs that I'm working out that I record on a, what's it called? It's called my voice recorder. On my iPhone. And I might turn this immediately off because I have no idea how this is going to be. Hey, it's very, very light. There's no miking going on there. So I could let something like that linger in the background, and that'd drive y'all crazy. But that's a song by a band called Widespread Panic. And they are from Athens, Georgia, and they are killer. And when I was in college, they formed when I was in college. And they used to come hang out. Go drink water. Thank you, brother. Where's my... Thank you for your support, buddy. I don't know if y'all can hear the effects or not. Allegedly, I've done what Roadcaster said to do. So we'll see. But yeah, I used to listen to this band in a club of 50 people. And I can remember being in Atlanta in 1991 there were like 3 Grateful Dead shows at the Omni. And I was with the bass player of Widespread Panic because they were in Athens, Georgia. I was in Auburn. And we just happened to bump into each other. And we were walking into the floor of the show together and look at the stage. And I was like, one day, dude, you guys are going to be there. And he was like, oh, yeah, that'd be great. And, I mean, they're so huge right now. Sweet, Zach. I'll need to tone them down, and I can tone them down, and I've got different songs. Right, we got Mark Parks. Let me get something that's more celebration and not as loud. Let's try this. Thanks for your support, brother. And I can't listen to that music anymore, so I'm going to go. This is probably the best. Well, no, this is actually my favorite of the background music. Because it's low-key, it's kind of funky jazz. And when I say funky, that's just the bass line. Mayor Salt, hey, I haven't had Taco Bell in a while. I've fallen on this little kick of eating these, what are they called? I eat the 4 cheese ravioli. I'm trying to think of the name of them. They're these little microwavable bowls that have 2 bowls, and the steam from the sauce heats up the bottom part. I don't know what it's called. Cafe steamers. That's what they're called. I went brain dead, but they're cafe steamers. Look how little and cute this lookout is. That's the Brian Brown Raptor. And the handle, I can get a hearty full 4 on that. It's super thin. I haven't cut anything tonight. I need to do some sweeping. That's what I need to do tomorrow. I need to talk to Lefty. I think tomorrow's when we're supposed to do Off the Edge, but he's in the middle of summer, and I don't think he can off the edge I don't want him to feel like he needs to off the edge. But I'm a big believer in if people want to hang out. Uh-oh. What did I do? If people want to hang out, I want them to hang out. Why'd that go little? All right, something weird just happened. Oh, there it is. Much better. Much better. Actually, it's not much better. Actually, I think that's right. Joe Isabella, what is up? Angelo, what is up? Drink water. Guys, I've been so terrible. I'll get sidetracked, and then I get behind. Titanium Justin, channel member, good to see you, brother. Paul Might's got his wrench. I'm looking for anybody that might not be blue, that might not have a wrench. Todd's got a wrench. Zach's got a wrench. The Maroney, what is up, channel member? Guys, I appreciate all of you. Indiana Cheeto and the Temple of Doom is in the house. Good to see you, brother. The only way I can follow you consistently is through Instagram, and I still don't know if it's you. Drink water, member for 7 months. Did I give you love? Let's do the applause. Nope, I forgot. That sounds too much like my buddy Rochambeau. Addicted to Blaze, what is up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see all you guys. I know what we can do for fun. We do this sometimes. We go to X and we see there's 0 people because I stream also to X because I have the option to. It's just a button I click. And I have like 7 people that'll eventually watch it or watch part of it. So if I go to my profile, whoops, where's, I don't want to add an account. All right, why is X being weird? Profile, my bad, I was pushing the wrong button. So look, guys, we've got 1 heart and 7 viewers. We're delayed. Or is that a different stream? Or that's me looking for this. So we also, because I'm curious of what no promotion and platform exposure, i.e. cross-platform, does for you. And I don't know how other platforms go live, like Facebook. I never use it, but since I've got it, the only posts I have, and what's weird about Facebook is I get 1 share. Does that mean that it's shared to here? Maybe that's it. And it's got, you know, it's stuff hooked up there. But yeah, I get no viewers. And if you go in here, you can watch my streams. They're just playing for nobody, for the void. But I think that's kind of funny. I think it's interesting. I think it's funny. I think since I've been watching the beauty influencer and all the other weird shit I watch on YouTube, I realize that some of these people, I missed the entire Craig controversy. Kevin Smith and Knives, what is up, brother? I don't think you have. How'd I miss it? Where did I miss it? I know there's no controversy. I can scroll up, but that doesn't mean I can read. Don't mean I can read. So what did everybody, Scotch and Things took a trip today, guys. Let me pull up Instagram here. Brother Scotch is in the mountains. Have you taken the train trip yet, buddy? I know it's awesome up there. Probably got a breeze. But so today, Brother Scotch went to my newest affiliate partner. When I saw that, I didn't know what he was going to buy, but I wanted to send him an affiliate link and tell him not to purchase anything without buying it on his phone in front of the little guy with long hair. If y'all aren't following Scotch and Things, he's greatly underfollowed on Instagram, and he posts really, really cool shit. And that's him. Boom. Nope, that's Demon Ock. What's up, Demon Ock? Go follow Scotch. Give him some love. But yeah, he was at Smoky Mountain Knife Works today, and I'm looking forward to hearing how he thought that experience was. I was surprised, and he just might not be showing because he's with his family what he actually found there. He might have had to stick it somewhere till he gets home. I can't get my knives straight, and I cannot get an angle that I like that gives me a big enough view. And if I can get my phone further away, which I can, it's just, I don't have patience for that kind of stuff. I think it would focus better. Or if I upgraded my StreamYard to the $60 a month version, which I really don't want to do because all it gives me is 1080p, which is evidently what I need because I think I'm broadcasting at 720, which, I think it's less than ideal. If one of the podcast naysayers was reviewing my stream, they would be talking about how weak it is. Which one, 5-door? Oh, the Striders? I did a 4th of July video on what I consider my independence type knives. And for somebody who had no interest in this design, who had never spoke to me in any way, I was never attracted to it. I'm going to say it again. I picked up a cheap version that's not the real thing. Felt bad, but appreciated the design enough to pick up 2 Protex and this Strider. And I love this knife. I don't know how a collector like me can change so much because I've changed into buying slip joints that I don't buy much anymore, but that I swore I'd never own. And fixed blades. Fixed blades I can't get away from. And fixed blades I never understood the first 2 years I was in the knife community. I had an SE3. I had a some Boker bushcrafting knife that I got on sale at Knife Center. I used to buy a lot of stuff from Knife Center sale page. And then I had some of the little knives, like some minimalists, a little CRKT that Brother Jim won down in Opelika. It's not a discount, unfortunately, Scott. So you did find something cool? It's just if you buy it from the link, I get kicked back some cash. That's all it is. I've only got discount links. Now, if you go to my link tree, that's one of the things about it is I've got all my discount codes posted right there. So if you're looking, for example, if you're going down, you'll see that Blade Bench, there's a code you can use to save. CK Reisner, there's a code. But like Polish Custom Knives, Blade HQ, they don't have a code. White Mountain Knives has a code, but that's not an affiliate link, which is fine. Devo's got a code. CountyCom's got a code. But most of them, they all are there. What I always tell people, and I probably wouldn't do it, but I've got my socials on here, my Instagram, my Threads, whatever that is, my email, my X, my Clubhouse, which is really my Javon's Knife Flicks. I just haven't done anything with it yet. My Facebook and my PayPal. That's just in case people want to trade knives, sell knives. But then the subscribe button, if you ever click on that, you can subscribe to it. And when I update links, which seems to be happening more now because I won't take a link from a company. Like I get, as everybody does, I'm sure, they get reached out to by a lot of companies that want you to check out their stuff. And there's a lot to be said, and there's value in checking out that stuff for people. It's just not something that excites me. So I've reached out to select companies. Several have said no. But I'm not looking for bulk of content, right? I mean, I'd like to have a relationship with the companies that I've always supported because I like them, just so I can have content that I want to share to people that I consider friends, right? I don't want to just show knives to be showing them. And I'm not the right guy to get knives in just to talk bad about them, because unfortunately I'll think about the people making the knives. I'll think about the different reasons, because I come from a kind of a manufacturing background, that they could be having issues, and knowing that if I say something and enough people buy into it, it can hurt their business. And I'm just not about that. Again, I don't think that any of us should be buying subpar knives, but I think there are enough people out there that are happy to review those knives that it's just, I can't do everything really. Oreo Dave, what is up? Buddy, I love my Tag. I don't have the card on me, but I use in my email, and it's been downloaded because it actually gives you analytics. So when I send an email out to anybody, but usually it's going to be somebody I'm trying to talk to for the channel, I type my little email. It's got my channel's logo, and then it's got my Tag QR code. So you can scan that with the phone, or I can share the link, and it still gives somebody, if I don't tap the card to somebody's phone, they can still, with their phone, they can scan my email signature and download my contact card. And I can change that out to be anything I want it to be. And I just stuck a sticker on the back of mine. I just got the plain white one because I didn't want to check it out. I was hoping to get it before Blade Show, but it comes from Ireland. That little company is over in Ireland, and I saw them on Instagram. But I think it's really cool. And I like the QR code more than anything else. I use the Linktree QR code in lives because my Tag just has my social media, my email, my phone number, which is on my email signature anyway. But just, it's the type of thing that if you download into a contact card on your iOS, your iPhone, or on your Android phone, it's just a one click. It's into your contacts. You click OK. It's got my picture, channel address, Instagram address, everything that there's a field for. It's got an address. And what's cool about it is when you go to set it up, guys, there are 53 fields you can use. So you can literally have a Tag page with your stores, depending on how big your reach is with your different shit. You can have up to 53 links, which is way too many. Less is more, right? Marketing 101. But yeah, it's just, I think it's pretty cool. And I keep my LinkedIn on there because nobody ever looks at my LinkedIn. But that's kind of one of the interesting things that the reason I ever got into YouTube was to try to learn YouTube analytics for Calhoun Community College, one of my clients here that did a lot of YouTube posting. They had a whole department that worked it, but they weren't looking at their attribution. They were looking at their Google Analytics, the traffic that was coming in from YouTube, but they weren't looking at what was happening on YouTube. Well, I had no way to look at YouTube. So I started out doing shorts, which, I never got enough data from thousands of shorts to get any YouTube analytics. So that's why I started posting spoken content. Hold on, guys. I got to get the cat. She's meowing. That means the possums are close. Give me 2 seconds. I'm not going to hit you with an ad. I'm going to hit you with the be right back. Sorry about that, guys. That means that that at any given minute, the possums will come up. I might even walk over and give you all a clear on view. I think I've shown you guys the possum family. They're up to 2 now. And what bums me out that I just learned, and I think I've shared this and I won't dwell on it because it's depressing, but possums only live 2 years. That is their life expectancy. 2 years. I thought that sucked. And sometimes in captivity, they will live 4 years. But they've got super, uh-oh. Can y'all hear me now? I didn't know if I had it muted still. I don't think I do. Let's do this. All right, we're going to go for silence. We're going to go for silence. Yeah, there's no telling what's going on with the sound. I think I had it muted. I think that's just a real simple user error. Have I shown you guys? I don't know if you saw the video of this, but I've got my Civivi Baby Banter, as my phone just incessantly wants to focus, running on Skiff thick washers. So it's not on bearings, which changes the entire feel of the knife. It's still got a very snappy detent, but I can now Chris Reeves it. I mean, it's just, these thick washers were like $7.95 before shipping, and they've got them in the same sizes as they do the bearings. So I picked up a couple of sets. I picked up some for my Hinders, and I've traded in and out of those because the bottom line is I really like Hinders on bearings. I don't know why, but one of the knives that I switched to washers, and these are the Skiff thick wash, is my McNeese 3.5. Tippy's going to come knock some shit over. Hold on a second, guys. What is it? Guys, I'll tell you something. There's such a huge difference in cats and dogs. Don't even get me started. But my McNeese on these thick washers, I don't know if it's because they're perfectly machined for the McNeese. They do fit perfectly in the cutouts. But guys, I put some Slickamall on this knife. I've got the bearings in a bag. They're Skiffs because I'd upgraded to Skiffs before. But for some reason, the McNeese is glassy, droppy, shutty. The other knife that I've put thick washers on is my Devo Buzz. And guys, it is good. It is now on, phosphorus bronze washers. Totally locked up, no side to side, no up and down. And it's got that just different feel. I wouldn't say, I mean, it's still every bit as flickable. It's not drop on your finger shut, which I like a controlled drop. So it'll drop, but it needs a little help. But slick them all, perfectly machined, thick phosphorus bronze washers. And the reason they're thick is you don't have to have washers to balance them out. They're just basically the same tolerances. They're made to the same tolerances as the most popular bearings, right? So I think they're really cool. I think for $8, they're definitely worth trying out if it's something you're interested in, and it gives you an excuse to take shit apart, right? Now's when I switch over to my radio voice. Paul Might, are you raising a baby and thinking you're going to have to give it up? It happens, man. Sometimes they just come by for a little while, and if you can find them if you can be that person that transitions them to a forever home, that's just as good. I mean, it's just not always doable to take in an animal, right? I mean, a lot of different living situations don't allow for it. A lot of times it's just not convenient. If you're never home, if you travel all the time. I had that situation for a while, but I had the dog and the cat that kept each other company when I'd go out overnight and stuff. But hopefully those days are behind me for good. Because traveling gets old. A lot of people think, oh, that is awesome, staying in hotels, jetting all around, and it just absolutely sucks. In my opinion, I'm not that guy. Um, I guess because the bulk of my traveling, no, because I mean, I've done that for a lot of years. It was fun when I was partying because we'd go out and we'd take customers out every night, and it was wild, right? And that's when I was running the marketing for our little cabinet company. That we were a all around the country company, so we were going to the Kitchen and Bath show every year in McCormick Place or out in Vegas. It would switch every other year, and we were drinking hard. But when I got into it most recently for the last 8, 9 years, I hadn't been drinking. So it's just you travel, flying airports suck. To me, the best case scenario at an airport is shitty. It's nothing good about it. What used to be good about it is I would sit in an airport bar and drink a couple of Bloody Marys and a couple of Crown and Cokes. I would drink a drink on the plane so I'd fall asleep if I was flying to Las Vegas or somewhere. Or if I was flying to Charlotte or Orlando, I'd just suck it up and drink the whole way. But I would hurt myself because the whole thing was geared around drinking, right? We would work so we could drink, take people out. What's up, Jason? Channel member. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ouchie EDC. What is going on? We are hanging out. We are talking about knives. We are talking about planes. We're talking about travel. I've ranted about all kinds of weird shit. We've been playing with sound effects just to see what we can do. And we're just chilling. I hope everybody's doing well. We're going to do a giveaway in a little while for the little raccoon pup. I've got the box. I've got the original packaging it came in. It is only cut paper. And while we're on that, since I've got to sweep up all this paper anyway, the raccoon, whether it's the little raccoon or the full-size raccoon, is a therapeutic slicer. I can't get it to turn for some reason. It's a great little blade. And I'd call it like new in box. The black ain't worn off the blade, and it's totally blacked out. One thing I love about Vosteed is the branding is so minimal. You've just got 14C, a little understated Vosteed, and the blue thumb stud, and everything else is black. Get a full 4 on it. It's got jimping in 2 places. Whoops. Back here and up here. Cool little knife. What's up, Palmer? And we'll probably do it just in the chat. I'm trying to think the best way to do giveaways, and we probably should do it sooner than later because I don't want to hold anybody hostage. Let me check something real quick. Hold on. Let me go to YouTube. Sid Faction. So, said Stevie. Is it always on said Stevie? Let's go. Let's go. Do y'all know who Boss Man Jack is? Kathleen Smith, what's up? To be honest with you, I thought the same thing when I first looked at it, but it's not at all. It's similar, but if you look at the original raccoon and you look at the handles, the raccoon's a little bit shorter. I think holding them both, because I thought the same thing, but they're so different in the handle, and they're small knives. So if you look at the mini CJRB Pyrite, or you look at other little mini knives, even if you look at, even though it looks totally different, but if you look at the finger placement of the little nip, one of my favorites, they're all similar, but it's similar to the Baby Banter. I will say that. And I would say that I know you designed it because he designed the raccoon. And I think if you look at the original raccoon and look at it scaled down, you can see that it's more a result of that scale back. So if we go to, let's go, let me find what I was looking for first. Let's go to Said Stevie. I'm just seeing what time they're doing their thing. Is it on Maddie? Let's see. Notify me. See, they do it. So I guess 0010 is 12:10 my time. So a couple hours. They are very generic knife shapes. And I must tell you, another knife shape that I can appreciate the simplicity of. I never got excited about it when it was released. It's an old knife now, but this is the Kaiser drop bear that's similar to a bug out, but the blades look very different. And it's a very basic bitch of a knife, but it's so effective. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. Some of us gravitate towards more unique stuff. I kind of do that in a lot of cases. And then every now and then I'll find something familiar that I really dig too, right? So I think it's just good to be open-minded and check different stuff out. And, you don't always have to buy it to check it out. That's what's great about YouTube to me, and why I really fell into the rabbit hole of watching reviews, was not to be led by what this person thought or that person thought, but just to be able to see knives that I'd never seen before. I mean, when I bought knives before I got back into the hobby, I was using A.G. Russell, I think is what it was called. Pocket Stuff, what is up? You're not a moderator, dude. Let me hook you up. But that's the only way we got we looked at knives. I was never looking at knives online until I found Zach and Ben on Blade HQ. That was kind of my intro into the knife world. And from watching their channel, I was recommended Knife Center, and then I started to get recommended other knife reviewers. Didn't American Blade Works just come out with a fixed blade too? Because I know McNeese did. Let's do this. It is Fixed Blade Friday. So we're gonna give a little homage to the fixed blades for just a second. So I want to show y'all another one. Let's see. Yep, sold out, but 3.75-inch blade, which means 8 inches. That's a little big for me, in all truth. I mean, it's a nice knife. I like to see them doing it, but it's a little big for me. Let's do this. Let's go to McNeese. McNeese knives. And I saw this one. I saw this one in stock a couple of places. I actually shared it. The Ridge Runner. But I think it's a bigger guy too. Let's see. American Made Fixed Blade of the Year, Blade Show, 8.195. Does that say CPM 3V? Yep. So these guys, let's do this. Nice center. Blah. Knife Joy. Blah. River's Edge Cutlery. So they've got them in stock for right around $312. I wonder if they just got the orange. No, they got a bunch of them. So River's Edge Cutlery, I think that's the one I posted. It looks like they've got all flavors in stock. But then another one that I'm going to be checking out that I'm really excited about, and I specifically reached out to check this out. Let me find it. It's another small fixie. I don't know if it's going to be as small, but it's that little guy. And it's got, where's the Kydex sheath? It's got a little Kydex sheath too. There it is. I don't think it's going to be as dainty as that. Which again, guys, it's going to be bigger than the Chickadee, but not by a ton. It is a small, about 1/8 of an inch shorter than the mini bug out. But what a great little fixed blade knife for opening packages, doing your urban EDC type stuff. I'm thinking it's going to be a winner, but I will definitely let you guys know and hope to review it by, or give my subjective musings by the middle to end of next week while they're still around. Because I think they've got, if you look at them, yeah, they still got them in stock. I hate to show things that aren't available, even though they'll be back in stock. But still, I'd rather show things that are in stock, available. And that's why I do point out the EMP EDC stuff. Again, I've messed with Microtex, and I have a hard time with the spring because they're so tight. But I also have the Neptune, and I have a hard time with that on the retraction. I just have to use the side of my spring. But I think it's the overall length of the pulses where my thumb, which is kind of short, can get right up on there. Got a super slicey Magna Cut blade. I love the black DLC, by the way. But, whoops. And I just think for out the fronts to be that slicey, it's just a win. So I've really enjoyed carrying that. And if you guys are into EDC out the fronts, check them out. They're OEM by Best Tech. They're done very well. Very little blade slop. Just a really good knife. So Kaiser's S45V Palmer, I think, is good. I've not personally tested it, but I've heard good things about it through other reviewers that I believe what they say. I mean, I to a good point, I trust their opinion. I think Duty, I think, did some cut tests with it. Check his channel and see if he did some cut tests. I believe he did. If not, I know Stasa probably did. So today I carried my McNeese on washers, my low drag jack, which just seems to be, for some reason, I seem to carry my low drag jack or my feel good jack as my slip joint almost every day. I don't know why. It's just the ones I grab. And then I also had, this came in at about 11:30. So I was carrying the prick. I was carrying this Marlboro Handcraft little 3-finger prick. It's a great little slicer. And I immediately switched it up to try this because, again, it comes with 2 sheaths, a left hand and a right hand carry. But I either carry it in my back pocket, which is how I've carried this one. And I was really curious how their proprietary titanium clip would work. And I'll tell you, it goes in and out of pocket great. I had to give it a little bit of thumb to get it over my hem. But once it got down to my hem, it locks in great. And you're not sticking out the full handle of the knife. And then you've got this really nice ramp. I don't know if you can see that. So it's just a breeze to pop out. So y'all check that out. It's a cool little knife. I was surprised and I was really, really impressed that they are in Chattanooga, which again is 45 minutes away. I'm going to try to eventually schedule a trip up there to go through and maybe do a walkthrough of them in their facility where they design a lot of this stuff. Because that's what they're known for. They're a design company, right? They design a lot of, let's look, because they do a lot more than just knives. So they do pins. They do pocket tools, which they've got some pretty cool little wrenches. That's kind of a cool little pry knife, or they've got the bit bar. I got the inline bit bar, not the max. I got the regular bit bar, but this one looked cool. I got this one right here. They've got several different bit tools. This wrench is pretty cool. It's adjustable and it works on bolts, right? But then they've got watches, they've got USA made stuff. And this is stuff that they make in their shop. But cool stuff. What's that? Oh, that must be. Are those pencils? What is that? All right. drawing tools. That's what that is. So that's some kind of case for whatever the heck this is. Oh, so this is one of those things like when we were kids, you would put down at something and you would just trace whatever it was projecting, right? Interesting. But yeah, big idea design, really cool stuff. I don't have I've got to get an affiliate link that goes to their homepage. I can share links from their affiliate page, but it's only on stuff that I can't share links directly to their homepage, so I can't really put it on the link tree. I can go and pull an affiliate link for this product or that product. Junior Miz, what's going on, brother? You need to be made a mod. Hold on a second. Junior Miz somehow missed the mod wrench pass out. And I'm really surprised, guys. I guess because y'all have all been so well behaved, none of the wrenches have been taken away, which is a good thing. But I do want to remind everybody that we have a petition up at the top of the chat, and it is a petition that's hosted by change.org. So do not make any donations. All you do is you go in here to sign now. And basically what it is, and you can read about it, but it's talking about how they're trying to harness the collective power of the community to let Meta, i.e. Facebook, Instagram, know that people want to see their posts. It's really affecting small businesses. It's affected the reach like you wouldn't believe. And being a digital advertiser, which I am, knives, unfortunately, are considered a prohibited category. So you can't place ads on Google AdWords. You can't buy display ads to run alongside outdoor content. You can't do that. So really your only choice is social media. So I think, if you don't like seeing knives on your Instagram feed, by all means, don't sign it. But if you do, I'd sign it. Because I think it's kind of crazy. And I think I told y'all today, I logged into Instagram. I do not have I used to have a creator account, but I immediately changed it because Pocket Metal found out for me that that's why I was getting flagged. Once I went back to a personal account, I no longer got my post flags. And if you look at my page right now, it shows that everything's okay. And we'll look at it in a second because that could have changed. Because when I logged in today, I had this message. It said, we suspect automated behavior on your account. To prevent your account from being temporarily restricted or permanently disabled, ensure that no other users or tools have access to your account and that you're following our terms of use. That's the gray area, and that you're following our terms of use. Also consider changing your password. So I did that. I went into my account, which we'll do now, just to see if anything was flagged. And at the time, nothing was. So I changed my password, logged everything back in, and then, let's see, settings. Go down here to account status. Everything's not affected now, but this could change at any time. I can use all the features now. But that was the first warning I'd gotten in a very, very long time. Because since I went back to a personal account, I wasn't getting anything like that. I was posting just my regular stuff, which What's so weird is I've never varied from what I post. So if you go look at my posts 2 years ago before I had a channel, um, I was on Instagram. So you can go back literally years, and my posts that were getting flagged were no different than my posts that weren't getting flagged. So it was random. So I'd delete 5 posts. First, I'd appeal them. The first time that worked, I'd delete 5 posts. My account would take about 7 hours. It would come back to good status, and immediately 5 more posts would be flagged. So they were being picked up by a bot. And this was 6 months ago. So when I changed back to a personal, which is that, it doesn't say creator, it doesn't say retailer, knife maker, designer, it doesn't say anything. I was not getting grief, but maybe it's because I share things occasionally that are promotional or of promotional, what you want to call it, kind of promotional. I don't know. Maybe they don't like that. They kind of think that that's crossing the line from being a personal. Dude, there's so much stuff that I see on Instagram, and I'm not gonna judge it. I don't have any problem with it. It's just I don't know why. I do know why, but I'm not gonna go there. But why do pictures of knives, very nice pictures, not like them stuck in the side of a head? It's not something that's graphic. It's not something that's offensive by any stretch. It's perplexing, right? It's just odd to me. So the bottom line is, and Pocket Metal said it best, it's their platform. We exist at the merchant. Colby get banned from giveaways? No. Unless he got banned on Instagram. We're going to do a giveaway here in just a little bit for this guy. And if you win, when you win, hopefully we'll recognize you. We'll know you. It'll be somebody that's been in here chatting. And you email me your address tonight, it'll ship out to you tomorrow. So it will go in the mail tomorrow. Great knife. When I did the unboxing, I went to Google and I Googled what a baby raccoon was, and it was a kit. So I did the unboxing as a kit. And I made a joke to Vosteed when I did the original, kind of thinking I was educating him, because I'm friends with you, one of the designers and one of the owners, and joking that it's not a cub, it's a kit. And he was like, yeah, but you wanted the acronym to be compact utility blade. I was like, well, fuck, that is a cub. I'm not a designer. I don't come up with knives. But I thought it was funny. If you go look at my unboxing, I call it a kit because that's what they call a baby raccoon. When I did the review, I called it a cub because I knew it was a cub. I did not know what it was when it came in. It just had a part number on the box. So when you get the box, it's got everything in it. It's even got a regular raccoon sticker, but it does not have it does not have a sticker that shows you what the knife is. It's just got a part number. It's the first time I've ever seen a Vosteed like that. I keep poking outside because I'm expecting Millie the possum and her little shy friend to show up at any given time. I've got it baited out there with cat food and fresh water, and they dig it. I mean, they dig it big time. Are y'all talking about our social media platforms? It's what I'm bad about from a content creator standpoint is I stay because my brain is so overwhelmed by just life. I stay out of the comments quite a bit. So I don't get active in any really comment stream, but I notice from people that I follow on Instagram that a lot of their problems originate in the comment streams by either being perceived as spammy or being perceived as bullying by just stating their opinion or debating someone else's opinion. It seems all very odd to me. Your account was locked down for entering giveaways. Did you get a message warning you of anything? Or did it just get locked down? What's up, Knife Nut? Colby, that is insane. If you feel comfortable, if you send me any of that information, I will be happy to look at it and make a stink of it, because that's crazy. Like I said, I got that weird message that made me think, because it said bot activity or, inauthentic activity or violating our terms of service. I'm like, what? Paul, yours was too? Is it like a 48-hour jail thing? Was following too many pages, considered it spamming. Why care? I mean, what's just bizarre stuff. Knock on wood, I'll probably have it happen before the stream's over, but I followed people initially. I don't follow a lot of pages anymore. Just because I don't have time to be on there. If that makes any sense. Let's do this. But yeah, and Metal Complex made it very clear tonight that YouTube is not affected right now, and it's a great thing. Hopefully it won't be, but I don't know what changed, but I saw a couple of videos that I didn't click into because I really didn't want to see what they were saying, but something changed. It was put on by Demolition Ranch. It was a video. Something changed. Let me see if I can find it. We won't watch it, but and how YouTube treats pew-pews. Let's do this. So this is the thumbnail. I didn't watch it. Don't want to watch it, but I urge you guys, if you're interested, edging on YouTube's new gun rules. So I'm sure I'll get flagged for that. But in either case, go check that out, because I think it's a weird year, if y'all know what I mean. A lot of things going on in the agenda-driven world. Being a year of political activity, maybe is a word you can say. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's kind of frustrating and at the same time kind of interesting to see where it goes. But I think the bottom line is fight it till you, be vocal. There's nothing to lose about being vocal. Now, if you're not being affected, do you want to step into something that could get you affected? Maybe not. I personally would, because I'm kind of a rebel that way. But I don't blame you if you don't. But if you're being affected, don't take it laying down. I would say by all means, reach out to them. I appealed every time that my creator account would get flagged. I would appeal it, and all except one time it got turned over. And the one time it didn't, let me see if I still got that message, because it came in from Instagram, because they will communicate with you. It's frustrating to have to try. Let me find it. No, I know where it was. It would have been in my notifications. And and it was, let me find it. It's going to be 100 miles down there. It might not still show them. But anyway, it was a notification that basically said, we reviewed your appeal and your post violates our terms of service, whatever. Something like that. You know, and every other time it had been removed, but as soon as they removed it, as soon as I was cleared, the algorithm or the AI would pick up 5 more posts. So I'd immediately be having to appeal 5 more. What's up, Ed? I'm glad you're back, buddy. I'm about to do the random picker, and we're going to give away our Vosteed Cub. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do hashtag and check the spelling, because there are 2 C's and 2 O's. And then all of y'all in chat, there are about 57 of y'all, start throwing Raccoon Cub in the chat. And somebody will win this Raccoon Cub tonight. Somebody that's been in here, that's been chatting, that's been... Yeah, you didn't miss a thing. All I've been doing is bloviating. I hope Pocket Metal or somebody, I knew Scotch was on vacation, would have jumped in. I think I'll be able to focus better once I get my second monitor. I think having a monitor to be able to browse content and share it on while keeping the StreamYard open is the way to do it. At least that's my goal. What's this? Did y'all hear those weird sounds? Stop the bots. Raccoon Cub. I see a lot of Raccoon Cubs. Everybody that's putting it in, I recognize all y'all. Guys, like I said, we do not get in Javon's Knife Flicks, we don't get people that are here just for giveaways because we don't publicize giveaways. It's one of those things that happens sometimes, but I don't ever say, you know, come in for your chance to win because, again, I want one of you guys to win. And if you've won before, I want you to win again because it's all, I think the knives find their homes, right? See how many we're getting. Let's see how many we're getting. I'm going to close a lot of these extra freaking windows. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Reggie. All right. Is it still showing that? Where is my window? There it is. 35 entries. All right, guys. Keep jamming with the... There's my music. Can y'all see that? No. Let me stop sharing this. Let me share this. And so, see, this is... I just did blues. So if I want to go blues rock, it'll show by popularity. Tell me if y'all can hear this. Could y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that music? Look at Mayor Salt playing the love. So I can go in here and I can go discover, and then it'll say what I normally download. This is where all my funky shit comes from. Now, those are their favorite tracks. That's the staff picks. And then this is what they suggest for my channel, which I don't know why. Country blues, laid back, easy listening. I don't know why this stuff would be. Maybe that's because I just downloaded a couple, but usually I go funk. And then I see what I look for something with a low beats per minute. Can y'all hear that? They're brutally loud. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to back off that. Tell me, does this make it any better? Too loud? We won't fuck with that anymore. Let's do this. How many people do we have in the giveaway? We've got 40 entries. We've got 57 in here. I'm sorry, guys. The last thing I want to do is blow your ears out. The mic's not too quiet. The music was just too loud, right? I think I've toned down the music, but I've also got to tone down. Let's do a test. Take off your headphones. That should be much quieter. I've taken that whole line down. But in either case, throw your guesses in the chat if you haven't yet. Louis just got his in. Maroney got his in. I'm sorry, guys. Mike is quieter than usual. It's because I turned off some different features, so I apologize. I'll go back and listen to it and try to make it better. I know that this mic's really, you got to be close to it to make it legible or soundable. But I do the same thing. I hate when I'm on a live because I watch it on TV and it gets super loud, super quiet. But I'm not a producer. I'm a hack. What I need to do is sit here and do some private recordings, get my sounds right, and go for there. So I apologize, kids, but we are going to give away a knife. We've got 45 raccoon cubs. I know somebody in here. I'm going to give you all 60 seconds. Palmer's playing for Oreo Dave. I love it. And y'all will have to remind me, because what I'm going to go ahead and do is throw my address in here. And then if you win and you are playing for somebody, all you got to do is tell a brother. Remind a brother. Hey, look, my tan cat's out there, guys. The cat that just comes and lays and hangs out. Check this out. Shit's about to get real here. Tippy's not real happy with the cat sitting at the door. And the cat's not real happy that I didn't walk out with a handful of food. Tippy, go to the door. But they run around together. Ron Dobbins, what's up? Hey, leave in the chat the word of the night that we're getting ready to draw for is Raccoon Cub. So throw Raccoon Cub in there. I'm going to give it about 20 more seconds. We're going to draw for that bad boy. And then give you kids time to get ready for said faction. That'll give you about 20 minutes. Pocket Stuff got in. Josh, get in there and get you the Raccoon Cub. Ron Dobbins got in. Everybody in there? Give it like 15, 14, 13, 12. Oh, Angry Tom. It stacks them like cordwood. Josh Worth got in. All right, I'm going to give you all about 20 more seconds. 19, 18, 17. Charles got in. All right, guys, throw it in there. Got a few more minutes. Not a few more minutes. We got about 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Good luck, guys, for the Raccoon Cub. Boom. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? OMG, it is the man, the myth, the legend, Mayor Salt. Congratulations, Mayor Salt. That's funny. I didn't even see that. Where is my email address? All right, Mayor Salt. Let's see. Can't remember if you were playing with for somebody, but shoot me an email. I will have this boxed up with stickers in a little blue envelope addressed to whoever it needs to go to tomorrow. It'll get out. Hopefully I'll get another knife tomorrow. I think I've got a couple of little budget knives coming in that I really want to check out because I don't get enough budget knives on the channel. I get a lot of knives on the channel. Other than intended purpose, what is up? All right, let me write down Mersalt here. Number 81. Can y'all believe this is the 81st Friday Night Flicks? That is pretty cool. And I appreciate you guys more than you know, because when I first started doing these, you guys came around and hung out. That means a lot. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I do it maybe because I'm a weirdo, but I just feel I don't do a lot of social life stuff like outside of YouTube, outside of work, because work for me is very social. I'm kind of out there doing it in front of people all the time. So I like this. I like being able to hang out with you guys. I like being able to make content. I like being able to watch content, but I really like to hang out with you guys. That's the joy I get out of it. Again, a lot of people say it and it's kind of cliche now, but if it was like any of my other ADHD hobbies, I would be long gone from now, long gone. But because of the people, I stick around. But guys, it's because of y'all that I do it. I love each and every one of you. I appreciate y'all more than you know. I'm going to let y'all drift to my thank you screen, and I will hopefully, I say hopefully, if I don't fall asleep, which I won't, I will see you all at Mattisfaction's channel shortly. So guys, I'm getting ready to end. I love you all. Till then, we will see you maybe tomorrow night. Who knows?